Hello, Kayoko. Hello, hello. It's lovely to see many familiar names, friends. Hello, everyone. So it's a very exciting day while we are waiting for the rest.
Hello, Nana.
That Hi, Billing. Hello.
Michaela.
Hi, Brendan. Good to see you online. How's everyone doing today? So before we start, probably I can share since beginning of this year. Oh, I should say Happy New Year, everyone. It's nice that we have an online gathering in the beginning of the year, and it's very exciting. We launched a year-end newsletter, the message from Yantara, that he shared that 2026 is not just a transformative year, but essentially it is really a very important new era that we step into. And if you like to read the can everyone hear me? I just want to check because I'm getting feedback that people is not hearing me. Maybe you give me a thumbs up, a yes on a chat box. Can you hear me? Okay, good. So coming back to the newsletter, if you have missed it or not read it, you can find under yantarajuro.com, his blog, or you could contact Myra or myself for the newsletter for Yantara's year-end message. And having said that, today we also launched the YouTube. It is a New Year transmission every year that Yantara launch for this year, 2026. So have anyone heard it so far? Anyone has heard the New Year 2026 transmission? How was it for friends who have meditated with 2026? It is a purification activation, a fire activation. Yeah, very nice. Maybe when you give your comments, you could share on to everyone so that, so what you do under the checkbox is you can click on it and then you choose your message to everyone. When you do that, your comment will be shared and be read with everyone. Yeah. If I may request those who have shared your comments on the transmission to reshare again to everyone so that our friends here could see your messages. Okay. Hello, Michaela. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, it's good. Okay. It's very powerful. Yeah, I felt the same too, Jean. It was very touching for me. There were a few moments that I felt I was going to tear and um, very cleansing too at the same time. Very loving. Yeah. And how do you feel, Myra? Have you got a chance to work on it?
To
I
listen.
know it's very, I know it was very early at the Europe side when we launched it at 2 a.m. So probably, friends in Europe or from the West will not have an opportunity to do it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really, really beautiful, really moving, and I could
Mm,
feel the music
mm,
or the transmission being weaved within the body, within the chakras, and it feels like it's empowering movement. The words I thought was compassion in action.
very nice. And so it will inspire us. I think everyone will receive a very different, unique experience. And at the same time, we all felt, same very loving, compassion, and in our own way, we can use the transmission, the activation to do it regularly. It's not only one time. You can use the activation YouTube on the YouTube, which is will be there, that you can use it regularly because the intention was for 2026 energy. Yeah. Okay. For friends who are familiar with Yantara's work, light language has been a very big, I can't say it's tool, divine tool, or a art that he has been using as part of his energy work to support everyone's evolution and growth. And he has presented through the transmission on YouTube. Also, very recently, many friends who have joined us last year who went through the 10-10, 11-11, and 12-12, the triple gateway. That was also very powerful and transformative as well for many of us. Regular practice is important, and here we are alone. No, I won't say alone, like, most of the time we go for workshops, events, but the regular practice require us to be doing by ourselves. So I found his activation or his transmission was helpful for me when it can be accompany me to do it and to evolve and to grow on a regular basis. And more it become more important is because we all know how energy has intensified, whether we see what is happening in the external world today, the changes, as much as in our personal life over the last few years. And it become, time become, the feeling of time is growing faster and faster. And at the same time, we also felt that in our personal journey, in our spiritual journey as well. So that regular practice is essential and important, especially these 2 years. Well, Yantara said in his message, New Year message, that this is a new era, and stepping into a new era is good. At least from my perspective, I find it's good to have a teacher that is guiding you and leading you so that we can ride on the energy to actually living and bring out our greatest potential. Yeah. How about you, Myra? Do you have anything to share?
No, I think you shared beautifully. I think having a practice is something that you can always go back to at any point in your life, whether having difficulties, whether receiving lots of blessings and good fortune. It's always having something that can keep you grounded, to support you every step of the way, regardless of what step it is that you're going through.
It's like a personal teacher, a personal guidance that you can have. And I feel that's the beauty of light language, because it is non-linear and it's not like a language per se, and thus everyone can use it in your own way. Yeah. And really I find that's the efficiency and beauty of light language. Probably, would we like to invite Yantara online soon? Are we all ready? Friends, are we all ready? Maybe you can say yes or type on the chat box. Say yes.
We can send a heart.
Yeah. Get the drum rolling. Yeah. Hello, Yantara.
Hello,
Hi.
everybody. Okay, let me put
Hello.
on. Thank you for opening. Maran's Leah, wonderful. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you, wherever you're from. And welcome to our Zoom of the first Zoom of 2026. Very excited to be here. Lots to share, lots of things happening, and I'm sure you are also excited as I am. Yeah, so let's get started. What's happening in 2026? I would say we entered into the energy in December 2025, where a lot of the old things were wrapping up. We could say that, oh yeah, of course, it's coming to the end of the year and we're moving into the next year, so it's only natural that we feel that way. But having said that, it is quite exceptional in December that do a lot of old things was wrapping up. And the kick came in from around the 3rd and the 4th of January, which was the first full moon of the year. And that energy itself super accelerated many different things. So I hope you had been riding that energy well and feeling the inspiration and empowerment leading you forward. There are several things I feel in 2026 is important to pay attention to that will support us to ride this energy because as some of you are already aware, we are entering into this new era. And this new era, according to the Chinese zodiac astrology, we are in the fire horse. So the fire horse, the energy is exceptionally strong because the last time it happened in this intensity was about 60 years ago. So right now we are going to welcome that big energy. And what that could mean for each person is very different because if you are lacking that fire element itself, you could feel very empowered and very supportive towards helping you achieve what you want to do. But if you really have a lot of that vibration, that intensity anyway, and if you amplify that even further, you may be burning yourself unnecessarily. So we want to achieve balance. So balance is one keyword that is important to take note of, meaning that not too overly work and not too overly not nothing. So you kind of find a sweet spot for yourself to be consistent with your plans, be consistent with what you have in mind, be consistent with how you want to do what you want to do, and not completely use up all your energy within the first 3 months of 2026. Yeah, by the time you reach April, it's like you kind of zero down in your energy level. So we want consistency, we want balance, we want good energy, positive energy. So the next keyword to have on 2026 is to build your awareness. Because with a good awareness, you are able to know what kind of thoughts, your emotional status, the condition of your body, and better take care of yourself, your environment, and your activities. And with better the awareness, you're also able to therefore increase your level of concentration. So this level of concentration is like very, very, very helpful. Why? Because with concentration, you're able to focus better, which then generates positive energy to rise within your energy body. So with good awareness, you develop concentration, and concentration helps you to meditate, and meditation increases positive energy. You can then use that as a form of blessing to support yourself, to build a good relationship with others, to open up portals of opportunities to connect, to help you progress in what you already have in mind. We are who we are today, and all the wonderful things that has happened to us is all due to the positive things that we have done in the past, whether it's in this lifetime or in your past lives. You have done positive thinking, positive actions, and positive speech. So with that, you have accumulated many, many lifetimes of positive energy. But at the same time, of course, through our actions, our thoughts, and our speech, we also have negative aspects of that. And this is two separate accounts. It affects us in challenges, obstacles, misunderstandings, or we could be in an environment that is not very supportive to our well-being. So we want to overcome that, to raise above that. Then we need to develop our fundamentals, our strong foundation, which is our stillness, our meditation, and that requires awareness because without that, we are constantly reactive towards what's happening around us. So I hope this makes sense so far. We have explored just these two keywords, well, mainly. First is the word balance, and the other is awareness. And with awareness, you develop your concentration and you're focused, and you can then raise your positive energy. So this is highly like put it as your priority of this year, so that you have a consistency of energy that will help you to maneuver towards the rest of the year. Every month has distinct vibrational field that could be very selectively, precisely different for each person due to your blueprint, the time of your birth, the location, your year, and your elements and all that. It sounds very complex and unknown, perhaps. Oh, which one I am? But we don't need to find that in great detail for now, because as you tune into your heart, and each moment, each week, and each month, you're able to sense roughly what may happen to you. So let me give you an example. If you think about January, feel in your heart space, do you feel light? Do you feel smooth? Or do you feel rough, heavy? Or do you feel like lazy? Or do you feel energetic? There are certain energetic textures, sensations, emotional state when you conjure up the month in your awareness, in your heart, in your mind. So think about January right now. Okay, as I go down the list, January, how do you feel? Then we go into February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Take time to feel into your own months, because your vibrational compass within you is already giving you a telltale sign of what potentially may happen. In what may happen is the stress level that will arise. So if you feel certain months, when you think about those months, or those numbers, if the letters doesn't work for you, you can use numbers in your mind, or you can break it down into seasons. That's fine. In each quarter, that will also be helpful. Think about it in that way and see how you feel generally. If there are certain areas or certain periods of 2026 you feel a little uneasy, a little unsure, doubtful, heaviness and all, then you might want to explore what that feeling means, because that feeling will completely help you as a sign to transform if you were to work on it. What I mean work on it means to tune in to that vibration and then choose something which is in opposition most of the time, from negative to positive, to feeling sad to happiness, to feeling stressed to feeling relaxed. You want to conjure those vibrational textures when you're thinking about those months. Then you can potentially shift the energy of that future related to that month, because this is specific to your own blueprint, is specific to your own year. So it is necessary and only you can tune into that. Of course, sometimes maybe if you could ask me a question, Yantara, so like I'm feeling this year in this and this and this way, what suggestion or what kind of ideas that you may have, that or some practices that you may have that could help me to transform. If you bring forth to me in that way, maybe I'll be able to support you. There's a time later on that we'll open up for Q&A. You can ask all kinds of different questions and see how I may support you. I may not be able to answer all questions, but I will do my best. So this year, besides each month intensities and all, usually January we will start to taste the flavor of this fire and the sparks of what's happening. Then the kick starts to come in from mid-February onwards, and then it starts to settle down and manifest in March. So most of the time, every year, if you recall, things start to shift in the world when we reach about March, April, and May, because these 3 months, the full moon energy is one of the most intense. We start in this year is going to be 1st or 2nd of May, and that energy itself is also very, very powerful and very strong. So 2026 is a year of multiplication, amplification. So bear in mind that fire catches quickly and it spreads. So positive thoughts, positive intentions, they multiply. Positive offerings, love, compassion, positive actions, positive speech, sounds that you make is going to amplify. Similarly, negative thoughts, negative intentions, frustrations and all can quickly catch fire too. So you want to be a little more mindful, and that mindfulness comes from your awareness. Awareness comes from your meditation. So you see, coming back a full circle, you do need to develop your foundation. 2026 is a very good year to do that, including 2027. These 2 years will give us that good vibration. 2028 onwards, we're not so sure about that. So we'll see how that happens. Take care of these 2 years, build your foundation well before we move into a more powerful transformation. Of course, the world is changing intensively in 2026 already. I believe that you're aware of what's happening in the world, but we are also contributor to fear. We're also contributor of courage and love. What you think, how you feel, and what you say on a daily basis, you're contributing to the collective consciousness, and that will help to kind of swing, the collective energy into manifesting something that is more usable and friendly and helpful and healing to the world, or contributing to the factor of fear and discouragement and a sense of lack of security, or poverty or lack or anything related to that. Health will be one of the main highlights for 2026 because it can cause a lot of inflammation. So we do want also to soothe our body with the water element. So 2026, the Chrism Accord that I've released on a YouTube has the mixture of these two elements, the fire and water. So when you listen to the sounds as you meditate, at certain parts it brings you an expansion and going inwards. At certain parts it kind of cools you and grounds you and go inwards. Most of the time, as we move towards outwards and inwards of this fire and water element, we want to try to find a sweet spot so that you don't, again, over exhaust or overwork, or you don't over rest, because you become too relaxed, you will sleep all the time. If you become too active, then you exhaust your energy too much, so you want to find that sweet balance. The transmission that I've released today on YouTube itself is seeking that potential and that possibility. So do listen whenever you get inspired. If you need a tune-up, you can go into that. After you listen to the Crimson Accord, you could consider going into Celestial Blessings straight away, and that will open up your energy even more to receive the positive energy. Very importantly, when we want to receive positive energy, we do want to clear our obstacles and purify our negative energies. So in the Crimson Accord, you will hear I make sounds of Om, Ah, Hum. So this Om, Hum, you will some parts somewhere in the middle part, you will hear this very soft mantras that's repeated for a few times. Yeah. So if you resonate with it, it purifies your body, it purifies your speech, it purifies your mind. So these 3 sounds of that mantra itself helps to transform that. So that leads me to the importance of why I want to start a 2026, a full year sound journey with me, an intimate journey with me. I've never done this before, okay? So this is the first time I'm doing it in my life. 20 years I've done this, but it's the first time I'm opening up a group where I can spend more intimate time with all of you. So we will be creating, for those who wants to come on this journey with me, this is a 1-year journey. It goes till the 31st of December. And every month in this private group, I will interact with you, answer your questions, and I'll also tell you what kind of practices and exercises to do according to the month and what is to come. I may record at times, depending on where I am, a certain sound that could come, a certain mantra or certain transmission. It could be done on my phone, and I will upload it straight away, and you can actually listen and work on that. And other times I may record in a more professional setting, which you hear like those on YouTube or those regular times where I record for summer solstice or certain full moon activations or things. So we have a mixture of these two so that I can keep up with the transmissions and what needs to flow at that moment in time. For something for me to do on a more professional setting in terms of the sound, it does takes up a lot of my time. So say, for example, a 25 minutes recording or an hour of recording could take up weeks for me to finish, to the fact that because I need to do a lot of deep meditation, then an hour of recording means I need to do many layerings, so which multiplies by many hours. Depending on how long the track is, I have to repeat that again and again, creating all the layers. So depending on different timings, I might do the recordings, the sound codings that I receive from the various planets will then be recorded into the sound. That's how I do my layering of sounds, and then tapping into what needs to come and whether this is a timeless recording or this is a periodic, a certain duration of where the sound codes will be valid. So those on YouTube usually are timeless. And the ones that we're going to do in this 2026 full year transmission is separate from the usual ones that I will always be doing anyway. This one is more tailored to what is coming on a regular basis. So I might just come in today in the morning and say, hey, how are you guys? What are you guys doing? Okay, today we're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to respond to me and say, okay, I've done this exercise and this is my experience. So you post it in the chat and everybody can see that because it is an intimate group, a community that I want to create. So when we are working alone, if you have good discipline and you have time, you are used to a routine, you find yourself able to perform a lot of these practices on your own time and pace. But if you're always engaged in many different activities, you have a lot of obligations, you could be busy, you need support and reminders, then being in a community group is very helpful because everybody is, like doing the mantras, everybody's doing the meditation, you're asking questions. So you get pulled on to stay in the vortex of continuation of practice. Consistency is the key. If you do not produce or get engaged into a consistent practice, your accuracy, precision, and the positive energy will decline or degenerate. And that degeneration itself will let you have thoughts such as, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe the day after tomorrow, maybe I can do it next week. So those kind of thoughts, when they arise, is taking you away from the raising of vibrations. Then when you finally get back to it, you realize, yeah, it's so nice to be back, so nice to be realigned with myself and reconnect with my soul's energy. I can feel it empowering. I should do it more often. And then tomorrow when it comes, maybe I do it the day after tomorrow. So all these distractions can be reduced or even eliminated when we are in the right group. So what I'm saying is that we need to choose our groups too. We need to know what kind of environment you want to be in, what kind of connections and people you want to be in. Set that intention so that the group that you're in is very nourishing, is very loving, is very healing, is very supportive towards letting yourself grow, letting your spirit and your mind grow, letting your energy expand. So this is highly key to be in the right vibrational community. Then the next thing I want to talk about also for the 2026 is that sooner, more and more people will definitely need some form of guidance from a teacher. What I mean by that, this teacher could be yourself, of course, because eventually you are your own guru, you are your own master, you are your own Buddha, you are your own ascended master, you are your own conscious creator of your own reality. But meanwhile, till you attain that full enlightenment and awakening, you do need proper guidance. Otherwise, you don't know what to do. And there's too much information out there that is, dispersed and not entirely tailored to you. So if you have the opportunity to find someone that you resonate with, this is the most important. It doesn't mean that you're here means, Yantara is going to be, supportive and it's be suitable for you. You have to decide that yourself. Whether, for example, my sharing and my content, is it supportive for your journey right now? And is it aligned with your belief? Is it something that you feel is going to help you? So choose your teacher and take your time to observe that person, that potential teacher, and their behaviors and their practices, and see if it matches with your lifestyle, and that if you can have access to ask questions too, because that will help you to move forward in life and get your questions answered, and be able to transform faster. Otherwise, it takes a lot more effort to transform on your own. So I understand that it can be challenging when you're facing your, certain obstacles and doubts and stuff like that. And it's always nice to, firstly, to be in a community, a loving community that is acceptance, non-judgmental, very supportive, with guidelines, and all. And plus someone, a teacher or a guru, however that you see that person, that can actually guide you more personally, more spiritually, so that your practice itself have growth and have change. So I hope to start 2026 with that potential and that possibility for those who resonate with my work, for those who resonate with how I present, my style and things like that. You can get to know me more if you are new to me. You can find out a bit more and feel into that. Hope to journey deeper in this way and connect with you all. I believe that right now we're in this new era, and this new era is not about working alone. You cannot achieve things alone now. It's impossible. It's impossible. So you're not able to work on your own only. It is good to have at least a buddy or a group of team members or a co-creator. It's better to form in that way. So what does that mean? That means that you need to learn how to communicate. You need to learn how to communicate with different personalities. You need to learn how to communicate with different belief systems, with different kind of characters, so that your heart itself is big enough to embrace all differences, diversities, and learn how to co-create with others. So this keyword co-creation is going to be highly important too. So that's another keyword: balance, concentration, focus, meditation, and of course, this co-creation.
Yantara, I have a question. I'm just
Yes.
curious. What if
Yeah.
someone feels that I just want to work alone and I don't want to work with someone else? Then what option would the person have?
You can work alone, but ideally, it's always good to
Yeah.
know, if you have a question, who can you go to?
I see.
Because if you just work on yourself, it's going to take a long time.
Right.
And potentially you could be wrong. So what happened with practitioners who practice on their own and they grow on their own, there's a potential for ego to arise. And this ego arising means that I've achieved this on alone, all on my own effort. That's a misunderstanding. Even if you practice on your own and you have meditated, you came up with the idea of a certain technique or a certain visualizing, a transformation or whatever, not. That person's practice itself definitely came from some form of a lineage, definitely came from the past masters of past lives, of some form of relation and connection. So your success and your growth in this lifetime, even though you're practicing alone, is never attributed to only your own achievement. It's due to accumulation of many people who have done it in the past, who have created that energy flow and that pathway for you to be able to be in an environment, conducive condition in order to practice. So if you don't remember who your teacher was in the past life, you don't know who your master guru, whoever is, you should still have appreciation towards all the divine beings and celestial beings and source energy and universe and even yourself and all, that you're receiving this positive energy so that you can continue to practice what you're practicing in this lifetime. Yeah. So yes, you can work on yourself and alone, but at some point you're going to reach some form of blockage.
Like a plateau.
Yes, because your practice itself is based upon your current knowledge. And for wisdom to arise, it has to come from source energy. It's a creative process. Unless you know how to break through that rational mind, you do need a quantum leap. And that means learning from someone who is smarter and more wiser than you. Always learn from someone who is better, who has better skills, who knows something different from you. Don't do it everything on your own. Learn from someone, be open and be humble to learn from different people, to learn from different teachers, be discernment. Yes, you discerned what they say and you test it out and see if it resonates with you, but be open to learn and be open to pick up different techniques and skills. And then you see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Having said that, let me bring back to the ego part, which is the dangerous part. A lot of times when we practice on our own very much, we may develop this ego and say, oh yeah, I already experienced it. I already know what it is. So whatever that teacher says itself feels so elementary, feels so simple, And then, that teacher says the technique I don't feel is correct. I think the teacher is wrong. Or like, the teacher's level is only this, I'm actually much higher. That kind of comparison and that kind of attitude and heart itself is already a trap, the ego trap. So as this person grows, it could attract a lot of negative energies, because negative energies or negative entities, they like people who are into powers. They like people who are constantly seeking psychic activations, illuminating your third eye, you want more of seeing the beings, going to different worlds and stuff like that, because they come from these worlds and they know that people who desire to have all these awakening due to wanting special powers, they will come to them. and they'll pretend to be light and everything. So it's hard to discern whether we're connecting to something that's positive, something that's truly liberating for us, or it is going to guide us deeper into a space whereby we're going to so-called destroy ourselves, for the lack of word, a little stronger word, that we will detour ourselves. So when these negative things happen, what happens next is that we may feel more and more isolated from the people around us in a negative way. That means we start to judge others, and we see that, oh, their practices is negative, these things is actually not smart enough. I think that is not good enough, not high level enough. We will start to have segregation and division. We'll put people higher and lower, and we will talk to people only if they are of a better, in a better position, and those lower ones we have lesser compassion. So all of these are signs that tell us something is actually not right, because in the long term, we're going to exhaust positive energy and illnesses will arise. So diseases and illnesses will arise. That's why I think one of the short workshop that I'm going to share is the esoteric protection with sound. How we're going to use sound to actually, because sound is my specialty. So how we're going to use sound to support us. Because right now, in this time, at least for the past 20 years, sound medicine, sound healing is like boom, 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 boom. It's expanding and it's going deeper, and everybody is doing it. So even though everybody is doing it itself, they are not actual practitioners of sound. What I mean by actual practitioner of sound is that the phenomena of sound itself, the true meaning of what sound is a duality. And how we actually were to break that duality form to go into the true nature of sound, that is very important as a realization for a practitioner who uses sound for healing. Because otherwise we're trapped inside this duality of sound, and we use sound in that way thinking that it will work. It will work for a while, but at some point too, it's going to exhaust. Exhaust means that the practitioner is going to feel tired. They're going to feel like they're constantly doing all of this, but the result may not be as what they hope for. It's only temporarily. The results is temporarily. We call it magnetized healing. That means only temporarily polarizing to a particular state. You feel better, then after you leave the space itself, the problem comes back the next day or the next week. So how to understand this, what sound is truly in our true nature? That's why I call it esoteric sound, because it is not secret, but it's hidden. It is something which you need to tap into our deeper aspect and through our ears. And our ears have this special power. Our ear root have a special power because it's one of the most developed sense organ that we have. And through this ear root, we're able to penetrate dimensions, but you need to know how to use it so that you don't exhaust your energy of your listening, and to utilize it to help you raise your consciousness. Then from there, you experience sound differently. Once you experience and understand sound differently, the sound that you produce and the sound that you share itself will also be very different. That means that sound will now not only as a byproduct heal people, but it can also create and also destroy. So sound is neutral. It can create new things, manifestation, or it can destroy. So we can say that there are incantations or mantras, that we can use to bestow blessing to others. As we say these words, as we recite these sounds will bring you positive energy. You feel good, you feel healed, you feel relaxed, you feel empowered. There are also sounds that when we utter, with intention or certain kind of combination of mantras, it's like a curse. So it can curse someone too. It can actually send forth through the power of sound to inflict damages in people's energy field. So if we don't know how to use sound itself, it could go in either way. At any time when a person's heart is not pure and that practice and meditation is not developed. So we're all just doing because we're experimenting, it's a very free world and we're going deeper, but we're playing with energies. And when energies are not understood, we could be playing with fire, and we don't know how that's going to impact others. We don't know how that's going to affect people. So it's important. That's why esoteric with sound protection is not just about mantras, it's not just about uttering the sound, but the philosophy behind and the understanding of the nature of sound behind. Once we get that cleared, then we can apply whatever techniques that it is on top of that understanding to develop, say, mantra recitation, say, toning of vowels, or visualization of the sound in a certain shape. And that will cause an impact, influence to our environment, including our cells, our bones, our light bodies, and chakras and whatnot that you want to work with. So with that, we can now know that this sound itself and silence, which is a duality, it can do so much more than what most people think it is. Yeah. But the theme of this workshop, because it's protection with sound, why I say protection is because there's so many things out there that are constantly looking for opportunities to lurk in, especially for spiritual practitioners, spiritual explorers, practitioners are more subjected to attacks, are more subjected to impacts of negativity, because we choose to be open. In order for us to tap into information, we need to stay open to a certain degree in order to receive, in order to sense the other person's energy field, in order to understand, to be empathic, to connect and resonate with the person. We tend to be more sensitive. We pick up information, we pick up vibration, we pick up feelings and emotion, dreams. We see images and colors and shapes and channeling and all. We need to stay open. So because of that, we tend to be more subjected to potential harm. So if you're interested in sound and you want to use sound to enhance so-called the intention and understanding of how sound can protect you and transform it into something positive, then this will be useful for you, because it is I call it a practice tool that you need to develop so that it becomes one of your core tools. Yeah. So we have a bag of tools that sound can help you to raise your consciousness, sound can heal, sound can also protect you. So this is one department that I feel is not commonly touched on. And it could be a good time in 2026 to do that, due to the sensitivity of 2026, that a lot of people could be easily irritated. And if they're easily irritated, then negative thoughts arise, they, not that they want to, but due to their current innate nature and innate reaction, they project these negative thoughts towards you. Yeah. I was just sharing with a friend earlier that, do you know when someone thinks about you negatively, it takes probably about a week before the negative energy arrives to your vibrational field. And prior to it arriving, if you can do some sound and mantras, you can actually dissolve these negative energies. If it comes and hits you and you're not aware, most people are not aware. Once it hits you, it will create a leakage in your energy field. And if that goes on repeatedly, you get more and more tired. So that's also one cost of the reason why no matter how much you sleep, you're not getting recharged. Of course, not just because of external influences and impact or harm itself, but also caused by your own negative thoughts that could arise. It's a vicious cycle, that could go on and on and on. So things like that, information like this, I don't think is usually talked about too. It becomes a little more mystery, a little mysterious, but there is a science behind it too. So if you could explain that, then maybe it's not as mysterious anymore. Yeah, anybody could easily understand and apply it. So I hope that people can actually learn more about how to utilize this properly. So esoteric with sound protection is one. Then the other thing is, everybody's talking about like, okay, I want to manifest, I want to create things in my life. And sometimes I feel like a victim of my own reality, especially even if you know the schematics of how universe works. But how can I apply it in a practical way in order to transform and change my life? So the masterclass here applies to the principles of the universe. In principle of the universe, of course, we could all easily find it online, the Hermetic principle of the universe. But from Hermes' perspective, how is he going to explain how to apply this Hermetic principle? So we have case studies that we present during our workshop, so that you can actually apply these case studies and discuss with your fellow participants, mates in class, and then you come up with resolution and solution. So we'll share and talk about how we can actually overcome a certain situation by using laws of the universe. It has to be applicable and practical. Otherwise, it's just theory. You know it, but you don't know how to apply it. It's very subtle and then multi-layered. So unless your brain can actually do this and weave all these principles together, it probably wouldn't make sense, and it only sounds very sequential. So how to put it in the holographic manner, that very quickly you view, oh, okay, if I have such a thought itself, the reason why I have this thought is because it's caused by the law of vibration. And this vibration itself is oscillating at this polarity position, and therefore it's causing me to think like this. So therefore I need to apply this solution in order to reverse it. And I need this kind of speed in order to achieve that. How many days and how many hours would that take me? You can actually chart that. So with some of like a framework, it'll be much more easier for you to manifest what you want. So from being a victim to feeling that, oh, I may not know how to create my world, or I kind of know how to manifest, but it's not always coming up to what I want, you'll be able to be more clearer and more precise, and perhaps able to analyze your own process of manifestation, why it worked and why it did not work. Then you can apply those changes or modifications so that your manifestation becomes smoother. We're never in a competition. We're always in the position and relationship of co-creation with the universe. And how you co-create with the universe itself, you need to understand the relationship with it, and you need to understand the language to communicate with the universe. And the language itself comes with thought, comes with emotion, comes with changing your vibration at will. That is the most powerful way, of course, which is the principle of mentalism. By the ability to change your thoughts and your will, you don't even need to actually shift your emotions in order to transform your reality. But in the beginning, you will need to use emotions, because most of the time people are still at that stage. At least at this era right now, the majority of humanity is working on the emotional body and not the mental body. The mental body is very minimally developed. Physical body for now is fully developed. Emotional body is getting more developed, but still very weak. Weak in a sense that it has a lot of vials. It has a lot of negative elements and characters and qualities like anger, frustration, irritation, and all kind of stuff. The higher qualities are not fully developed. We call them virtues. They are still in the process of being developed in this current journey and age of humanity evolution, spiritual growth. Then the next step, which is the mental body, which is touched on only very briefly and slowly developing. Human beings are really thinking we're very smart, but no, we are still very baby step in using our mind to actually manifest what we want, like telepathy, thinking in an instant manifestation appearing out of nowhere, or just a thought and then you can physically teleport yourself to another place. These are all higher developments of mental bodies, which currently in our era, a lot of people, 99.999%, we do not have that ability due to our own blockages, and our own obstacles, that we have the lack of understanding of the universe and who we are in our true nature. So slowly, as we progress to work towards that direction, these natural abilities will naturally arise and be developed. So we don't have to look for these special powers. We just need to understand the schematics of how things work. Then we can apply it in a way that would satisfy our very simple life right now. Because no matter where you are from, you always be concerned with only these few subjects in life, which is your career, your business, whether you have enough money and security, whether you have good health and good relationship with others, maybe whether you're able to get what you want, your desires and all that. These are very fundamental things. No matter where you're from, you have similar concerns, you have similar needs, you have similar desires. Once all these are satisfied more and more, you begin to think further and deeper. Like, okay, after this life, where I want to go, how can I develop myself spiritually so that I can completely graduate from where I am, and then transcend into higher worlds to be of service. Yeah, because my own personal desires have all been achieved. I'm satisfied, I'm done, I'm happy. I don't have anything else that I want. I have enough clothes, enough shoes, enough bags. I've done enough experience of life. What else can I do? And nothing else that I want. I want peace now. I want more serenity. I value human relationship more than before. I value how my contribution and my self-worth can be of service in this world. It's not about me, 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 me. It's about we. So from that stage, from I, in transforming into we and into the collective, and eventually transcending even beyond your full enlightenment and full awakening. So everyone is at different stage of searching and exploration of your own spiritual awakening. No matter which stage you are, it's beautiful, but we need to apply the correct practice and the correct techniques according to where you are at your stage, so that then you can see growth. Yeah, it's not everything that you find in your peer. You feel, I want to learn that, Yes, it could be fun to explore, but you want to also be mindful of your time, your resources, your energy, so that you can actually go deeper into something which you're truly interested in, and then expand and work on it, have a little mastery, make it into your daily practice, make it consistent, so that you really have a good grip of what this is about. Then with that, you can actually connect. It's like a flower of light where one circle goes to another circle. All circles are the same circle. It's how we actually multiply them, and it will form the pattern and form the design, which will create many different ideas and geometries, which we could call them seed of life or the Metatron cube, tetrahedron, octahedron, which could look very, very different separately, individually. But when you come down to the fundamentals, it's a circle to start with. It starts with a simple point, it starts with a simple dot. So from that fundamentals, we don't want to complicate things, but the fundamentals are the same. So far, whether it's Sound Universe itself, where we deal with bowls, we deal with the courses of level 1, level 2, playing alchemy crystal symbols, or to do with my personal work of sharing of sound and light language and transmissions and all that, my fundamentals teachings are always the same, which is that we are here, no matter what we do, eventually to awaken ourselves into our own powers and enlighten into knowing that we are not just as one with the universe, but we're here in service of supporting many others to also awaken, so that they can be graduating from suffering and pain, and that they can also feel good about themselves and therefore be of service to others. So it's kind of like a rippling effect. Because if you're only happy on your own itself, that's great. But if you're truly in your being arising from compassion and awe, you will naturally want others and hope for others to also be happy and healthy and prosper and achieve what they want without any judgment. Like, oh, you want this? Great, okay, why not? You can have that, experience it, please. If you want something else, great, do that too, because this is your journey and experiencing that. Nothing wrong with it. It's all cycles of life. But can you be the provider without any judgment? Can you be the supporter, like the universe, where you say, you want this, so be it. You want that, so be it too. There's no saying that, oh, you're not a good person, so I'm not going to give you that. You're more a good person, I'll give you that. The universe has no, source of energy has no judgment towards you. Want to be a good person, you want to be a bad person, you want to be an angel, or you want to be a devil. It's up to you. And the universe say, whichever you want to be, so be it. But in the process of that, you will discover what you want and what you don't want. And through rinse and repeat on and on and on in many different lifetimes, at some point you're going to say, okay lah, I've done and I've been there and done that. I've experienced everything. I've been to the sky, I've been to the earth, I've been a rock, I've been an insect, I've been an animal already. I've been a woman, I've been a man, I've been in 1,000 accounts of relationships. I've done businesses, I've built empires, I've been kings before. I've also been a beggar before. I've been a celestial being, I've been a healer, I've also been a doctor, I've also been a dancer. Everything I've been there already. So what is all this about? So you start to break down all these identities, all these forms and all these characters that we have gone through in our experience, which are amazing and wonderful. Then what else is there? How if you want to become a universe itself, right? How can you be the container field that you allow all the galaxies and all the stars be who they are, what they are, without saying that, oh, bad universe, bad galaxy, snap fingers, explode, and it's gone. The universe doesn't cause a destruction. It doesn't cause a creation by its own intent. It is by collective contribution. So every thought that we have, every desires that we have, collectively we created Earth. So Earth's existence is because of all our collective karma that we have come together, and therefore Earth is formed to be a whole, a placeholder for us to be here to experience who we are. So the masterclass is a short class, even though it's just a one day, but it can bring you from the fundamental level as a human being here on Earth, trying to help you manifest what you want so that you become more satisfied. If you have lingering regrets, if you're like, I wish I've accomplished this, I wish I have that, I wish I could this, and if you have regret itself, then it's not going to help you progress in your spiritual awakening and growth, because you always, feel low, and there's always a part of you that hasn't been completed yet because you don't have that experience. So hopefully this understanding of the laws of the universe and principles of it can help you achieve that and find peace and comfort and also satisfaction, so that you can actually use it for greater good. You can use it to support more people. If you are good with manifestation, your words and your thoughts and your intention can manifest wellness to others by just looking at them. By just saying a word, you can manifest wellness in them. You don't have to do much stuff. You just show up be good, look at them, smile, and then something change in them. Because you understand how it works, you understand the principles of contra entanglement, you can connect with them. It's not a belief anymore, you're living it. But to live it, you need to practice it. You need to understand and how to work through your own vibrational field, and you practice so much that it becomes so natural to you. Just like a person who is loving and kind, it's very natural. And someone point out, oh, you're so kind, you're so loving. And it's like, oh, I never thought about that I'm loving and kind. It's just very natural in your innate nature. Yeah. So when it becomes such as your innate nature, you become such a state, then you are the walking universe manifested in flesh and bone. And you're here with your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears, your thoughts, your intentions, and every being of you, and every relationship that you meet, that you come into that connection, you are sending out this positive energy to them. And you are doing the same as you send out to whoever that it is, all sentient beings and animals and plants and whatnot, and even celestial beings, they all receive the positive energy, and the positive energy multiplies together. But in order to do that, we need to know that it exists, that this is possible. Otherwise, we think, oh, is that just a dream? Or is that just a wishful thinking? Is it just my imagination? Or this is just a theory? Does it really work? It's just my imagination. It's all illusion, doesn't work. For now, if we haven't gained enlightenment or full awakening, it will be real, because it's very true that danger exists. Very true that natural disaster exists. It's very true that positive and happiness exist, sadness exists, depression exists, suffering exists. All this range of positive and negative energies, it exists in our world, and we witness it. We experienced it in our life before. Some people are still experiencing it and having a very challenging time right now in their life. So we need to find a way to ascend from this problem so that we can rise up to what we truly are intending to do. If you want to be a spiritual healer, if you want to be a guide or support for others, then you need to power up. 2026, the fire year, can help you to power up. It's an activation, vibrational acceleration energy, but take it with caution. That's why we need guidance and time to find that sweet balance itself. Then with that consistency, you can develop yourself beautifully, so that the flower, which needs a lot of energy, blossom beautifully. Then from there, you can share, this energy with others, and for long lasting, can transcend, and it can actually help you in your own practice itself. So I hope it makes sense, so far. I've, done many different things.
Yantara, can I ask a question about the laws of the universe or principle of the universe?
Yeah.
From what I understand is that the principle, whether you use it or you understand it, you are ruled by all these principles. So that's why it's important to learn and to understand and to practice it, so that you're not used by it. Am I right saying that?
Yes. So the laws of the universe itself apply, just like gravity, it exists here on Earth at least. Of course, when you go somewhere else, the gravity works a little different. And time also works differently when you're here versus when you're somewhere else. So while we're here, we can observe by the laws of the universe, cause and effect. So by a laws of cause and effect, through Hermetic principles, we can say as above, so below, as within, so without, so on and so forth. So where we are is more important than thinking about somewhere else, because where we are affects us most. So right now, the Earth functions in this way, time affects us in this way, and how we experience time and energy and thoughts and emotions are this way. This way meaning that through our observation and our experience in life, we'll come to find some patterns, and we can recognize energetic patterns of how it affects us and how we affect energies too. So putting that so-called untouchable, unseen into a framework that we can now analyze. It's like a program or computer AI that we can now analyze. Okay, I have this situation, how can I actually, what's happening? These unseen energies, what's it happening? How does it work? The schematics of it. Once you understand and learn it, you can then maneuver it, you can guide it. Otherwise, yes, it does influence you more and it affects you more. However, this influence and this affecting you is caused by still your own thoughts. Everything that we experience, positively and negatively, since day one, the time that you're being influenced by it, has always been caused by your own projection. There's no higher being out there and say, oh, this person is so and so. Okay, let's, send the energy give that person more. Even if that being, that master, that guru has the intention of send a positive energy to you, it's because you gave out that resonance vibration to begin with. So it has to be a match in order for any activity to occur, whether it's conscious or unconscious. So from an unconscious living and just saying, oh, this happened to me by chance, or this happened to me because of my karma, this happened to me because of blah, 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 because of this and that. It's always by our vibration output. It's just we're not aware of every microsecond what kind of signals we're sending out because we're not sensitive enough. If we're sensitive, it will probably drive us crazy because every moment there's so much data, so much information flooding in the air. Every microbacteria that's flying in the sky right now, flying in the air right now, every radio wave that has music from the radio station playing, all the singers, every bird that's flying by, every leaf outside of the tree is giving out its desires of wanting more sunlight, less sunlight, the roots, the insects, it will drive us nuts because we are flooded with so much information. So what we have learned automatically is to filter all this information out and only pick those that works for us. But we have learned to do it so well that we become desensitized with our own thoughts and emotions. It becomes automation of habits. So automation of habits means a lack of awareness. We are only aware of things that we don't like. We're only aware of things that we like. Sometimes it becomes too ingrained. We become even unconscious about our own automatic reaction to something. So it becomes a problem when negative things come, we automatically react. Positive things come, we also react. That's why we can be easily manipulated by ourselves. We can say we can be easily manipulated by others, but how can others manipulate us if we don't give out that first vibration in order to resonate with someone that can manipulate us, so to speak? So to become aware of the output that we're constantly radiating out from a being, we need to develop our own awareness of ourselves, our own thoughts, our own emotions, and where it's coming from. Then we can change consciously our own vibration in order to become a conscious creator of our own lives. Then we learn to become a conscious co-creator with the universe. This will then be a triangular relationship, which is myself, the universe, and my reality. This triangular relationship is a very important relationship to realize. Then how to apply the principle of the universe, which give birth to the laws of the universe, which are also sub-laws. Then from there, apply to the certain subjects in life, whether it's money or career or health or whatever that it is. Yeah, it takes time because Earth in the human world realm, it takes time. Though we can collect time, but it also depends on positive energy, how much positive energy you have. There's this thing called merits. So merits is a very important subject too, which we'll need to talk about in the course, in the workshop, so that we can actually develop that and grow more of it, so that when we manifest things, it's easier. Yeah.
Sorry, going back on merits, are you going to discuss that more in the
Yes, we will talk more during the master class.
The master class or in the mantra class, you will also touch on that
depends,
as well.
depending on the crowd, because how I like to do that is that I do have a framework of what the course, how it's going to be like, but I always try to tailor to the people who are coming, because your questions are most important, tailored to what your life is right now. Otherwise, it's just too general, then you wouldn't know how to apply to what you need. Yeah.
Myra, I think has a question there.
Just going back to the esoteric art of protection with sound, could you expand a little bit more in the way that we would be using sound?
You mean during class or after that, or?
Yeah, during class,
So during class, it's a whole it's not a whole day, it's a couple of hours where we will touch on the nature of sound, what nature of sound is. So firstly, it will be, of course, part is theoretical. We have to get out of a box of duality, understand sound in a little more abstract manner. So that part may be a little challenging for people, but it is a good challenge because it is something that is different. It's something that maybe you're not familiar with. Some people may have some idea about what it is, but to explore that, we need a little bit of time. Then we'll go into the practice that is related to protection itself. So of course, we'll explore vowels and how to use vowels in combination with intentional visualization. Then we'll also use certain mantras which are introduced to you. And if you resonate with it, you can also definitely use that. I'll explain how mantras work, why it works, and that certain mantras, how it resonates with different worlds, how we can utilize it to help us shift our vibration. Then to be able to tell whether those mantras that you use is actually helping you, what are the telltale signs that it's working or not working, and how you're able to tell whether negative energies are affecting you too. That's also very highly important. By using sound, you can create a vibrational field of a certain texture that will change your reality too. So I would say that protection with sound, yes, but that sound can also create new realities. Yeah, how to shift that into a practice that can be regular, and that you become more sensitive to use positive sounds around you to generate positive energies in your life, will then produce positive outcomes. So all of that is a link in that sense, yeah. And not let sound affect you negatively. So I see a question here. Someone's asking like, okay, how do I know? How can I, like, for people who are sensitive to sound, right? How can it be like affecting me? Like maybe certain sound comes to me, or I don't like this sound, I don't like that sound. Of course, we have intensity of sounds which are high amplitude, where sound volume is bigger, and it comes to us in stronger field. It is uncomfortable. So of course, you want to protect your ears. You want to retract yourself away from a space that causes you physical discomfort. That's one, physical discomfort. Second, there is a form of vibration that is still manageable. That means you are in, for example, in a crowded place. It's not uncomfortable to the point whereby, oh, my ears hurt, but it irritates me because it's too noisy. Noisy in the sense that it brings me away. So it's not because the noise around you is causing you that. It's because your heart is unable to be still, and it's pulled automatically by the sound around you. So because you're being pulled and you're unable to go back to awareness, you're reacting rather than being aware. That means you know what's happening, but you're unable to come back to the present moment. That's why you lose energy. And when you lose energy, your body says, I don't like this. I want to find my own strength. That's why you are irritated with the sound around you. As long as you do not develop stillness, calmness, and in your own awareness, develop that strength, no matter where you go, whatever that it is, you will always be affected by potential sound that's around you, positively and negatively, which means you'll be subjected to being manipulated by your external stimulants. So sometimes you hear a sound, oh, I really like this, then it's music, and you dance grooving to it. Suddenly someone press stop and hear a song, you're like, hey, I was enjoying that. You have no control over that feeling itself. You just automatically reacted to that sensation itself. How can you be in more aware and control of the things that are around you? Because if you don't develop that interest, if you find that it doesn't bother you, fine. You want to live, continue life as is, you're comfortable with it and happy, that's great. But if you explore a little deeper, you realize that whatever you see, there's always a like and dislike and neutrality. Whatever you hear, there's always like and dislike and neutrality. Whatever you smell, there's always like and dislike and neutrality. Whatever you taste, you also have a preference. And all that kind of stuff. You have preference to touch, preference to sight, preference for colors, preference for all these preferences are pulling you apart, and your energy is dispersing. And if you don't know that is causing you that, then your spiritual path will definitely reach a plateau at some point. Because the ability to not be reactive to all these differences means developing your heart to be still. Still not doesn't mean that you're not doing anything. It just means that you're not affected by external stimulants, and you can choose what and when to react. Then with that greater power to choose, you can then decide to respond towards more positive things, and therefore create your reality in the direction that you want. Otherwise, you're constantly being affected by all these things that are pulling you apart. That's why calming into your own stillness and having a set of practice is important, because it takes time. Just like when you learn yoga, when you go to the gym, you learn singing, you do your mantra practice, whatever skills that you learn, that you pick up as an activity, it needs repetition. So meditation is training your inner meditation muscle, your mantra recitation muscle, your awareness stillness muscle. You're developing all these various muscles so that it gets used to it and is familiar with how it feels when you are in alignment with yourself. It's getting more and more important to have these skills, because 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the world has much lesser activities. Life was simpler. We have lesser things, lesser engagements, lesser things to look at on screen. We don't have so many stimulants, so many attention-seeking things that requires us to reply, emails, reply, messages, reply, constantly asking, chasing. There's not much things out there. It's simpler. So our energy is closer towards our own vibrational field. But as we get more modernized, technology improves, what happens next? We are being pulled everywhere. So constantly our energy is being depleted. Our attention spans get shorter. Can it get shorter because we don't know how to bring our energy back into our center. And we're losing that ability more and more. And that's why the younger generation have issues communicating with others, constantly needing stronger and faster, quicker stimulation. Like, oh, don't explain too much, just tell me the main things and get it over done with. So with this impatience, it will give rise to lack of compassion and love. So the world is losing more people towards good attitudes and good characters. We have more people who are easily getting angry, people who are easily getting irritated, people who are more resistance, and they feel like my own personal gain and my personal survival is more important than anyone else right now, because we're in a very competitive world, because we are always trying to get from whatever market that it is that is happening right now. So all this is the world is entering into a state whereby we definitely need these skills more and more. The stillness skill, attention skill, being how to bring our chi, our energy back to our center. We need to develop that, and it takes time. So 2026 is a new era, truly. We're moving into a new vibrational for sure. So a lot of people are closing the old chapters and starting a new one. They are finishing off with some of the old things that they've been doing, the methods they've been doing, the teachings that they've been doing, and they're finishing all the old style and they're creating a new cycle, a new way, a new pattern. But to do that, you need good foundation. So you must start practicing, and you must start being in a community that supports you to continue on with that practice and develop that foundation, so that you can then progress into the next couple of years. And if anything were to happen in the world of any form of disasters, any form of challenges, economy, collapsing, whatever stuff that is going to happen itself, you have your center and you are able to be clear what's happening, and your inner source will guide you to a place where it's safe. Your inner source will guide you and tell you what to do, because it will continue to support you, feed you, nourish you, uplift you, protect you. And all of that comes from your alignment with your meditation, with your stillness, with your connection with your source energy, and with positive energy gives you merits, and therefore good connections, good networks, protection all naturally comes. So it's a full package, it's a full cycle. And I can't stress enough how important it is to really start going deeper. Stop just being satisfied with quick fix. Stop being satisfied with just quick learnings. You must be interested and open to go deeper now. You are worth going deeper to practice properly. So don't play with fire. It's not a year to do that. It's not a year to say, yeah, I can just do this easily, But when things happen, you could crash very heavily. And so be careful with what you say, how you teach. You must have integrity, and you must have good practice. Be honest, and also be kind with your words, with your action, with the things that you do, so that you can be genuine with helping others. Positive energy grows. Don't do things that that would only give you a benefit, and then you try to manipulate others. Don't say something to others just because you want them to come more often to your course, that you want to earn more money from them, or you want to gain more power and gain more fame. Don't do things like that. Do your work properly, because everything is being vibrationally recorded. Everything is in your vibrational field. And as we raise our consciousness, negative energies also become more visible, more apparent to us. So we need to learn how to transform that, and many people will need guidance and support. So I hope that you would join this wave of support, however that you do, in whichever format. Your heart itself, as long as the right place, your source will teach you and guide you how to support others. And people need that. There are really a lot of people who need proper guidance. Depression is very easy nowadays. It's like, today I'm very happy, tomorrow I can be very sad. And that sadness itself could switch very quickly to suicidal thoughts, could switch very quickly to trying to hurt myself or hurt others. Hurting yourself doesn't have to be very drastic. It could be, eating something that could damage to my body, but just because I'm annoyed right now. I want to eat something that really makes me feel good. But in the long term, it's not good, So things like this, we need to be more conscious. And as our positive energy, if it decreases, illnesses, like I said, manifest faster. In the past, illnesses doesn't manifest as quickly, and different kind of illnesses doesn't manifest as much in different forms today because we have a lot more positive energy. But due to our desires and competition and trying to, the ego and trying to control and manipulate, we lose this positive energy, and therefore many diseases will manifest into this world. And we have many new names for these new diseases. We give them names as though they're like the next trend. So we have to really be mindful about that. And protection with sound mantras and all can help us to also eradicate these diseases, these negative energies. Yeah. So I can't stress enough the work that we do. It's going to be so busy, but in a good way, that we can journey all together and grow together. I'm learning from all of you, and we're exchanging. I'm sure that many great teachers are here, and many great healers and many great experience of all of you are wanting to share your work and help many other people. So I hope that we can come together to co-create in beautiful ways, and that we can find ways to share our work together to many other people in whichever form it is, Yeah. So that's a calling to send out. Yes.
How about beginners? Like, sometimes beginners, they feel that your work may be a bit too advanced for them. So would this 1 year journey be suitable for all levels of
No work is
friends
ever
who like
advanced.
to join? Yeah.
If you don't understand, ask till you understand. And if you don't still understand, practice first, and practice till then you'll get some point. At some point you're going to get it. You don't have to understand and know before you start practicing. Because if you're going to digest everything, then okay, my brain is satisfied, then I'm going to start. Then how long is that going to take? You'll never finish going to school, studying all the various courses, all the theories, and all the whatever things that you're going to study. The practice itself is the key. You have to practice and start practicing. And through practice, you can then see what you know and what you don't know. Because you could know everything from a medical book, but you've never done actual surgery itself, then you are armchair surgeon. Yeah. If you're only reading about mantras, but you never practice, then you're only just a mantra armchair, reader. Because you get, oh yeah, of course, mantra can do this, can do this, can do this, can do this. But have you had actual experience? Not much. Because it's not deep. You touch on it, but you have never gone deep enough. So going deeper means having a discipline, having to start, having to explore, and then you could have failures. You could not understand certain things. Maybe you could I don't know what's going on. I don't know, why am I visualizing all this? Yes, of course, you can test it, you can ask questions, must start doing something. So don't be afraid to not know, and just be open to start exploring and start touching on and trying and testing and ask questions. Otherwise, it's going to drag on. Month by month, it's going to pass really fast. 2026, it's going to go. Then 2027 is going to only start. So don't shortcut yourself. All the divine, all the wisdom and knowledge, you already have it. Everybody, all of you, we already have all these divine. We already know how the universe works. We already know how to manifest. All of us are already gurus. All of us are already masters. All of us are already Buddhas. All of us are already whoever they want to call it, source energy. But forgotten about it due to all these blockages and obstacles. So some things when you do, you suddenly learn very quickly. Some things I'm not feel familiar because there's some blockages in that area. So once we clear, all your inner wisdom will come. It will all guide you. I'm just here to provide that platform to give you a little sparks here and there so that it reminds you, keep you on the practice, keep you going on your toes, start checking on you. Are you doing your work? And then we practice together so that you can actually expand and then awaken through your own wisdom and your own powers that you already have. So from there, you will gain more confidence with yourself. It's not difficult at all. If you think it's difficult itself, let go of that thought, let go of that, and pray to the universe and say, I'm open to allow all that is aligned to my highest potential to guide me. And that every step that I take, I will learn and go deeper. And I know that my inner wisdom will always be there. So let that blossom and let that seed be planted so that you can start taking action. Otherwise, it's all talk, and you sit and then you think about all the good dreams. Another year will have passed. Yeah. Okay. So let's answer some questions, perhaps. What other questions are there? So, someone say I felt so much psychic attack lately, especially during astrological event. I wonder how do you sound to support this? I did try to place good singing bowls. It's not be easy to stay in the 0 point. So when me psychic attack, do you feel like it's affecting you in your? How do you identify it's a psychic? It's very important. How do you know there's a psychic attack? For example, because someone doesn't like you, for example, then they're thinking negatively about you. So, or someone is actively thinking negatively about you deliberately. That means whenever they come into your vicinity because you have to meet them at work, or is one of your colleagues or whoever itself, the environment, whenever you're with them, you feel this repulsive energy from them. They don't like you, basically. We can call it a psychic attack, but it just means that the person doesn't vibe with you, basically. So the point here is, how can you protect yourself? When you want to protect yourself, it means that you need more yang energy. Yin yang energy. You need solar energy. So you need more polar positive energy coming from solar energy. And when the solar energy builds within you, you will have a natural protective film around you too. So with sound, of course, when you play the bowls, the sound can circulate around you as a field of protection. With enough playing and you meditating with the sound, it will tune you away from the negative energy and tune you into a very clean vibration. That means you begin to vibrate like a bowl. And if you always vibrate cleanly like a bowl vibration, then you will tune yourself into an environment or group of new network of people that will only resonate with that. Then your role and your responsibility is to let go of the thought that you're still connected with the old vibration. Because if you think about it again and again and again, you are potentially resonating yourself back to the old energy. And you have the power to do that because everyone is responsible for your own life, and you're responsible for what you create and what you attract into your life. So be mindful of that too. If you want to focus on creating something new, stop talking about what is affecting you, because you've talked enough already. That was fine. You've done all that expression of what you don't want. Start talking about what you want and focusing on what you want, and start building the positive energy which you want to experience and desire for. Then immerse yourself entirely in that as much as possible. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Okay, another person asked, like, you'll be listening to the 9 blessings before going to sleep. You notice that the sleep gets very deep and you feel very tired when I wake up, even though my mind feels like, man, why this might be happening. So your brain wave is not relaxing enough. Every time your brain wave drops from beta, alpha, and it goes into theta, it bounces slightly back into alpha state. So this means that even though your body could be resting, but your mind in general is still active. In order to do that, you do need to talk to yourself. So communication, I give you all another keyword for this year, 2026, is communicate with yourself, self-talk. So talking to yourself is not a crazy thing to do. You're not crazy. It's important to talk to yourself and tell yourself today, for example, at the end of the day, I've done well. There's something else I need to do. Thank you, and please sleep well. Communicate with yourselves, communicate with your brain, communicate with your mind, communicate with your heart. Have a one-to-one kind of dialogue, loving, tender, loving kindness kind of conversation with yourself will help your nervous system to relax and to reset. If that doesn't work, that means you probably need touch. So go for massages, have someone that you trust touch you and soothe your muscles, soothe your nervous system to let go of the charged energy within you. So all the joints area probably will be a little inflamed, a little painful. So you might want to release all of this discomfort from your energy bodies. Then from there, if you want to go actually to your head area, then head massage definitely will relax you, and your neck also, to help you to reset your body. So your sleep will definitely go properly deep, meaning that you have lesser dreams and you're able to recover much better. Otherwise, you could be leaking energy. So be mindful during the day what kind of thoughts you have, because maybe you have negative thoughts comes out, or you keep thinking about something that bothers you that leaks energy, or that you have holes in your vibrational field. So then again, you visualize the sunlight coming to you and then sealing up your entire energy body so that you have no leakage around you. So that should improve, I believe. Otherwise, you could consider doing Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. So this 6 syllabus mantra, which is the mantra of Chenrezig or the Goddess of Mercy or Kuan Yin. You can recite this Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. It can also create a lot of yang energy, yin yang, the positive energy. around you, and it can warm you up, which helps you to relax. Okay, so I hope that is useful. Somebody like to ask about my use of crystals. I saw you online using crystal skulls. Is that me? I use crystal skulls. I use a crystal pendulum. I don't think I've used crystal skulls before. Maybe, well, I've worked with them in person, but not online. I don't think so. Or maybe it has been a long time. So if you want to talk about crystal skull briefly, I can touch on this topic itself. Our body is becoming all crystalline, though it will take a very long time before you completely become crystalline structure. When we become crystalline structure, our skull, our bone will become fully entirely crystal. So yes, our brain, which is organic matter, but the physical skull, the bone structure will become more and more crystalline, transparent in that sense. But we're very far from that manifestation and very far from that evolution standpoint. So right now we have to make do with this with the bone skull that we have. But if we were to visualize and meditate with crystal skull, we could become a better resonator of information and signals from the quantum field. So you could visualize yourself having having a crystal skull, and your skull is in a crystal form. So you could tune yourself better. Yeah. So my use of crystals, so I have a whole array of different crystals, whether it's Lemuria quartz or whether it's a Himalaya quartz or whether it's a citrine or things like that. I use crystals mainly to amplify energies, signals to connect with, receiving information, to direct energies, to amplify, to work with vortexes. There are endless use of crystals because it can help to speed up the alignment. So it depends on how you want to work with them and what kind of crystals you use. I tend to use clear ones more often because I can put whatever information that I want in them and then use them to healing or releasing or blockages and stuff like that. So in terms of actual raw crystals, I would combine them with bowls too, so that the bowls oscillate with the sound and the elements that would amplify the qualities of the crystals to the energy bodies of the recipients of whoever that want. That is entirely done through visualization, intention, and also through the vocals at times. If you don't use the vocals, you can use the bowls. You can use toning, of course, vocals again, but otherwise the bowls, or with just intention of seeing that the crystal energy amplify. And you do a prayer. Crystals are alive, they have consciousness, talk to them. Their energy are much more bigger than the size of they are when you hold them. So they will work in that sense, yeah. And crystal pendulum, yes, of course, if you use them, I'm not sure what to use them for. Some of the pendulums, if it's designed with particular unique shape, it can actually break down very stubborn energy blockages in a body. But we only use them if they are turned in properly. Otherwise, when not used, we have to unwind them. Otherwise, the energies could harm the auric field of a person. But these are another topic that could go on forever. Okay. So yes, if there are any other questions, please let me know. I may have missed them.
There are some questions in Q&A box. Could you take a look?
Okay, one more question. Is there a level 3 plan in 2026 in UK? Would the option join second? Yes. If there is a level 3 itself for repeaters who want to come for level 3 again, yes, you can come for it for sure, no problem, if that's available. We haven't ground anything of that yet, but if they are, we will definitely let you know. And level 1, 2, 3, like I said, I am actually creating a new approach. Take this opportunity to share with all of you that bowls are not just bowls. It is a lot more than that. The way I approach is about using sound to bring us deeper into our own spiritual awakening. So sound healing is a byproduct, and that spiritual awakening enlightenment is the main goal, and we're using sound to help us achieve that. So with it, there will be a certain way of working with the bowls to help you to meditate and go deeper. That will be what I would like to share more, in combination with what we're already sharing and teaching in the bowl courses. Okay, so it's not just about what you have experienced as before. There will be a lot more deeper content, and it could branch off into a more esoteric approach of how to use the bowls to do interesting things. Yeah. Okay, number 2. How can we deconstruct technical things, concepts, and help mental understanding when we are not equipped in the skills, especially information come mostly from audio input? If you are unable to deconstruct any of the concepts itself, then make peace with it. Don't fight against it yet. So certain things that you hear, you don't understand, it's okay. And if you listen till you fall asleep, that's fine. Repeat it. It could last for months until you sleep enough. Suddenly one day you could go, aha, that's what it meant. So allow the codings to come to you in that sense repeatedly. Don't feel deflated about it if you don't understand whatever things that it is. It's okay. Repetition, repetition, repetition. That's what activation is all about. Activation means you create a spark and keep on activating until it switch on. So repetition is needed. The understanding will come. Okay, you don't have to immediately understand it. Like light language itself, if you don't understand what light language is, it's okay. My point is, if you understand too much, then you have resistance, because we are very tricky. We tend to try to create a lot of blockages and self-sabotage programs to prevent us from growing, you know? So I want you to bypass that rational mind and go straight to your cells, your cellular membrane, and go to your nucleus, to your DNA, and change the vibrational information within you so that you can raise to your highest potential. You are free to receive anything that you want, and you're free to reject anything you don't want. So before you listen, always set an intention to say, I only come and receive anything that's aligned to my highest potential. Then just be open to receive what comes. Pay attention each time to how you feel as you listen to the sounds, and that will support you to transform. Okay, this is the same thing as if you were to sign up for this 1 whole year journey with me on 2026. Then that is the same approach too, though I give a lot more details and steps on how to do that, because learning how to use the sound deeply, because you do need to spend time to practice in order to get the hang of it, you will gain better, maximize what you're going to get from the sound. Yeah, and that takes time for me to explain to you. Okay, how to move from a stagnant, stuck energy energetically. Distract yourself, focus on something new. Let your eyes, let your hands touch on physical things so that you stay grounded. Interact with your friends, maybe watch some videos, go for a walk. Focus, keep focusing. Anytime you feel stuck itself, accelerate your vibration. If you have a bowl, then play a bowl. If you have a smaller bowl, play that smaller bowl, because it will accelerate your energy. Small bowls tend to accelerate energies faster. So do that. Sing, open your mouth, make a sound when you are in the shower. Make a sound, whatever that it is. Move your body, circulate your energy field, because if your body is not moving and you're feeling stagnant, it means your blood is moving slower, your chi is not circulating. So you want to move more, create more flexibility, open up your arms, stretch your legs, your hamstring, move your eyes, rotate your eyeballs, move your fingers, all of that. Create movement, then you will shift your vibration. If you're more flexible, your energy is moving more, your reality will also be a match for that. Creating change in your cells, in your vibration, means creating change in your reality. Stop talking about what you don't want and start focusing on what you want more often. Okay, next question. I'd like to ask about how to work with negative business criticism and judgment from customers and influencer, which is manifested by ourselves, of course. Thank you for acknowledging that. At the same time, yes, despite the fact that you have acknowledged it, wonderful. You can close that chapter of self-acknowledgement. Then you can focus on that any form of criticism itself is a great opportunity for your growth. Of course, we all know that, because if someone can point out something which you could also agree with them, most importantly is, do you agree with them? Or are they biased towards certain things that they are saying towards you? Know whether their criticism actually is a constructive one or a destructive one. If it's a destructive criticism, means their intention is to destroy you. Then see if that criticism itself can be used as a wonderful resource for you to improve certain things that you want, in order to bring more benefit, more good points to your business. Because if it can, then why not? Yeah. Anything that you do, be open to any criticism, be open to any judgment. In fact, chase after them. If you chase after the criticism, you chase after the judgment, you're no longer afraid of it. The key point is, don't be afraid of seeing something you don't like. Don't be afraid of encountering criticism. Don't be afraid of seeing judgment itself. You want to take that each time positively and be open about it and say, oh, wow, okay, thank you for your comment and your feedback itself. We appreciate that. We're going to see how we can work on it. And truly feel that, even though you do not feel that you need to change anything right now, but take it still as that you're open and welcome to any feedback itself, because the universe does not take sides. The universe is constantly giving you information, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, whatever that it is. And if it comes to you with contrast, that means growth is calling you. Growth is calling you. With contrast, you can grow. And contrast means right now, positive, negative, positive, negative. But eventually, as you grow more and more, this positive, negative is going to grow in proportion also. That means the negative things can come bigger, but positive growth also can go bigger. It might go to a point whereby your contrast is between good and better, good and better. Then after that, from good and better, from good to best, good to best, good to best, best to super, best to super. So your contrast is going to be positive and plus plus, positive and plus plus. This comes from the masterclass, which we talk about, the principle of the universe, how we can use polarity and rhythm in order to expand yourself so that you can use every opportunity as an opportunity for growth and you're happy about it. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Okay, next person. Protection calls are only in person. Is it possible online? At this moment, it is very difficult because I need to actually hear what you say and then your questions and help you guide and transfer all that. So it'd be better if you can come in person. I may have something online in the near future, but right now I want to be in person with you. Yeah, and experience that connection with you and answer all your questions and hear your voice, and share with you immediately what's happening and your inquiries and stuff like this. So yeah, so that's what I have. Yes, any other questions that I have not touched on?
There's one question in the chat box. How do Tingsha Bell differ from bows in healing or purification?
Yeah. So every instruments they function very differently. Some sounds they are very neutral, meaning that they produce very monotonal sound. Bows actually have a lot of harmonics itself. Tingsha bells too, they do have harmonics, but Tingsha bells are the nature of the instrument has a lot of metal in them. So you hear metallic sound. Metallic sounds tend to be harder and sharper. Not that it's bad, but it's more penetrative. So it will be the use for the function of calling you, hello, hello, wake up, or breaking up stubborn energies. So when we use a bell itself, like a ringing bell, a ceremonial bell, or we use in this case, Janice is asking about the Tingsha bells. These are penetrative sounds, and it can actually produce very positive energy too. But if you don't know how to use it well, it can be destructive or it can be uncomfortable for certain people. So how you use it is important. Same with bows too. How you use it is important. So bows are not just for healing purification, but it also for raising consciousness, also for resolving emotional blockages, for downloads, for transmissions. It's multi-function use. But how you use them requires different skills, different playing techniques, different applications, and potentially even different elements. So it's a whole art by itself that requires deeper exploration. Tingsha bells too, it also can take up a course for you to actually how to use it from a very basic point to a more of a practitioner point to a more esoteric point. Every tool, like I said, in the beginning, you might see as a product. Next, use it as a tool for transformation and healing. And third, it becomes like a special sacred item that you can use it like a magical tool that can weave energies and weave powers and transform things with this. But otherwise, if you haven't reached that stage, it's just a tool. If not a tool, to you, it will just be a product. And you bring it home and just leave it there as though it's just a decorative item. So if you bring such a thing there and you don't know how precious it is or how a treasure that you have actually invited into your home, then it will just always stay there as an object. But if you're ready and you have that faith and you have that timing to get to know further what is working, how you're going to use it for, then it will become useful in your life. Everything that comes into your life itself has a purpose and has a function. If you're interested to live your life fully, you explore all the wonderful things that come to your life and it will help you accelerate. Yeah, so use it wisely. Okay. All right, next question. If I need to multitask and to receive different channels in different forms, how can we calibrate while able to accelerate our output in a fast pace? What is ENV? What does ENV means?
Environment.
Oh wow. Okay. Outpace in a fast pace. How can I accelerate our pace? If we need to multitask and receive different channels and to receive different channels in different forms. It's a little bit abstract because it could mean very different things. Are you talking about channeling here? Or are you talking about What do you mean different channels in different forms? Are you talking about different businesses or different settings that you meet different people? Maybe one is business and another one is family, another one is friendship, or how we need to multitask. That means you have many things to do. Okay, I'll take a first word to start with. If you need to multitask itself, no matter how busy you are, your inner being must be still, or rather, minimally, it needs to be calm. If you're not calm, your awareness is not there. In terms of communication, different messaging channels. Okay, no matter what channels you're in, your heart itself is calm. You need to develop the awareness of calmness. If your heart is calm and you have awareness means I'm present here and now, and I'm aware of where I'm going. So instead of blindly just using muscle memory to let your fingers press into the groups that you're going and processing what you need to say and sending out as though your eyes are not looking at it, that's not awareness. It's not good. Be present before you click the button of sending. Be present before you type that word itself, because especially this year, like I said, it's more easier to miss out. You could just send out something and you could offend somebody easily. The fire energy is strong. You could send out something wrong and it could cause an effect. So slow down. If you tend to be a little faster than usual itself, then now you need to slow down. Slow down means just be more conscious. Think properly. Is this what I want to say? Is this appropriate for the group? Is this necessary right now? Is it a good timing? And as you do that, you'll be able to better craft the language that you're going to use and the timing of when you're going to send. And when you send that, it's a positive energy that goes out. It'll be good for you and good for them. So with it, I'm sure you'll be able to better work on, with these messages, even though you say that, it's very fast. This is fast. I need to reply quickly. Everybody seems to be quickly, but it may not be good for them. Sometimes we need someone in there to kind of slow down everybody a little bit so that we come into a co-creation alignment. If everybody is not conscious, then the co-creation is potentially going to create a lot of chaos. It's going to create a lot of outcome that you have to settle it later on. So be the mindful one in the group. Be the one that grounds, at least for yourself. And then in that energy itself, everybody will appreciate that for sure. Okay, so I hope that is helpful for you. Chakras, lotuses system, and the inner sun, how are they related to our nervous system? Okay, so before the chakras are being constructed, it is always from the quantum field. Then from the quantum field, it manifests into the blueprint. The blueprint will form into the etheric body. The etheric body will then form clusters of energy centers where it intersects. And then you will form the patterns of the chakras. So the patterns of the blueprint and the etheric body are always geometric formations. The geometric formations are always spinning, and it's not flat. It is a hologram. And that formation itself, once it reaches what we call a vibrational maturity, the chakra design of the flower will then be formed. Once it forms from the etheric body, it will then create that shape. Then from there, it will link into the inner body, which then the etheric nervous system is created. Once these two hooks up, the organs will then form its own blueprint, and the organs will then form its physical counterparts of itself. So it's always a blueprint first, then the etheric body and etheric nervous system comes first, then the physical body and the physical organs are then be created. It's never the physical body first. It's never the physical things that happens first. It's always vibrational first, then the quantum field first, then the information correlate and manifest and ground into something that, so to speak, appear from nothing to something. So it's like a seed. It goes into the earth, and then from such a simple thing, it grows into something massive. It's always consuming materials in order to add on upon itself from nothing to something, from nothing to something. So that's our true nature, emptiness. From nothing, which means everything, into crafting something and then becoming our entire body. So if we have the issue with our body, we'll need to approach. One is from the physical aspect to heal ourselves through food, a diet, exercise, sleep, rest, massages, and all kinds of surgery, medicine, whatever that it is, energy healing. Then from the other part, it could be regression, it could be meditation, mantras, recitation. We need both to bridge that. It depends on which one is priority and which one is more needed. If it's emergency, then please go for the physical approach because it's faster. If it's more like a symptom thing, then you could work from an emotional, psychosomatic aspect. You can go through visualization, intention, mantras, and all. Then that would help better. But always, if you maintain your practice, you'll be able to transform yourself before things manifest negatively in the physical realm. If once it manifests physically, it will take a little bit more time. So that will be the challenge. And as we age and we grow older, if you do not know how to maintain your chi and constantly your sense of organs is, your heart is being pulled around, like I said earlier, your heart is constantly going here and here, and you're reacting to positive, negative, and all that, then you will have lesser energy to transform yourself later on. You always feel very tired. Oh, I'm tired, I'm getting old, I can't change, anyway, it's difficult, then so you give up. And when you give up, you're giving your powers away, and you feel like a victim, and you're subjected to other people taking care of you. If other people don't want to take care of you, you feel, well, that's my life, it's such is. So you won't have much control over yourself anymore. So be a mastery of your life. It means taking care of yourself right now. Learn how to take care of your physical body. Learn to strengthen yourself, how to take care of your food, your sleep, everything, your mental state, exercise, do your mantras, do your exercise, do your meditation, do whatever that it is. Put your practice into your everyday disciplinary, and then seek help from others. Always learn from someone smarter than you. Always learn from someone who knows better than you. And then you can super accelerate that growth, because you don't have to study everything at a time at your own pace. Learn from someone who has already done it. Okay, it's faster. Then as you grow younger and younger, then you will also become happier. You become you have a lot of energy. When you look at others, it's like, oh wow, you don't really age as fast. Yeah, because you slow down your time, you go into a stillness point, and you're able to be as one with your heart. The lesser stress you have, the better it is. If you're always very excited, you're going to put stress on your heart. If you're always very easily sad, you're going to also affect your lungs and your kidneys and everything. So you don't want to be extremely always happy constantly, because who is happy all the time? You laugh till you cry, right? And then from you cry till you laugh. So in this extreme of this polarity swing itself, you want to find a sweet spot so that you can live long and stable. Otherwise, you wear and tear, expand, contraction, you exfoliate. It actually becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, it becomes nothing. I believe that human beings can live very long, and living long is not just enough. You have to live long and healthy too. Living long but not healthy has no reason and no point. So you want to live long and healthy. Long life but healthy. So with it, you need to take care of yourself, okay? There are lots of negative things, a lot of toxins and stuff. We want to be careful, but we don't want to be paranoia either. If you become paranoia and then you become very stressful, that also defeats the purpose. Balance is the key. Okay, I hope that answered your question too. Anything else? Are we coming to? Have I talked too long already? What else is there? Okay, I think we have
answered all the questions. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy that I'm able to answer all of your questions today. And yes, so as a summary of what I shared today, in year 2026, I hope that all of you watch this again, because I've really shared a lot. 2026 energy has started. It started till end of December. We closed the old chapters. We entered into the new. Once the new energy came in from the 3rd and 4th with the full moon, it was a full blast, leading us towards February. February is going to speed up, then it's going to ground into March. March, April, May, these 3 months are very powerful. It's a period where you're going to multiply a lot of positive energy, but also be careful, it can multiply negative energy too. Then after that, from then on, we have Wesak on the 1st of May, which is a great amplifying of positive energy, which will spread through the entire world. It happens every year around April and May. This year, 2026, is going to be 1st of May. Then from we go into June, especially from July onwards, there's going to be some shift around the world. It may happen earlier, depends on the collective consciousness. I'm not giving a prediction, but I'm sensing what the flow itself is coming collectively. So as I say right now, I'm quite certain during that zoned June or May even, it may start to trigger and see a lot of things happening around the world. Whatever that is going to happen, positive or negative itself, we want to be clear. We want to stay centered with ourselves. Kindness will never expire. It's something which will always be in a trend. Kindness is always in a trend. So stay kind, be good, do your work properly, have integrity, be honest, but at the same time, be wise. learn how to watch out for, potential people with negative intentions because of the stress that people are in nowadays. They are resorting to many ways of taking advantage of others. So we must be vigilant, but also practice our compassion and wisdom so that we protect ourselves and the people around us. And when we teach itself, be clear with what you're saying. Don't cause confusion. Say only what you know. And if you don't know, just say you don't know. Okay? Don't over promise. And one thing, stop using the AI and creating new courses. If you use AI and create a lot of new courses and you've over promised what you can do, and it sounds so good, but you cannot deliver, what's the point? Okay, so this is very important. This is integrity issue. So you can use it to improve your write-up, but don't use it to create something out of nothing and then you're going to teach that because the AI says that you can. No, you need an empowerment and the activation and initiation and your own experience in order to achieve that. Otherwise, this kind of work itself can come to you and negative energy will come stronger. At some point, your health is going to be affected. So I hope that you are aware of this and do not take part in any of this kind of behavior, okay? Then learn how to protect yourself. 2026 is important. Learn how to protect yourself. Learn how to manage your thoughts and emotions, transform them into positive actions, positive activities. Learn how to purify your thoughts and emotions so that you can clear off your obstacles and let this year be smooth and be good and happy. And I'm sure this year will be very beneficial and very rewarding to all of you. Yeah, so take on with this. And if I could journey with you, I welcome all of you in 2026 to journey with me on the intimate sound journey. And I'll spend time in the group chatting and connecting with you to continue to answer your questions. Oh, certain months may be a little bit difficult due to traveling, but I'll always be there. I may try to even arrange Zoom with a group so that we can have a conversation and interaction like this. So look out for that too. I feel it would be really exciting that we can co-create in a community that can help each other.
So, if I may add, the community will be on a WhatsApp group. So once you sign up, we will create a WhatsApp group chat whereby you can ask questions to Yantara as and when you have. Yeah, and he will also use that platform to check on you, to check on us. And I think it's also for each other is a good learning journey for everyone. Yantara, I'm just wondering, would you be able to take one very, very, very last question in the chat box?
Where?
In the chat box.
You mean the Q&A?
Yeah, no, not Q&A, chat box.
Oh, the webinar. Okay, let me take a look.
Yeah.
What do you suggest? What
is
do you
ascension.
suggest is ascension? Oh, do you mean like you're asking me what does ascension mean? Or are you saying that what I'm suggesting right now actually is about ascension? I'm not too clear. Okay, what do you suggest? Okay, what do I suggest? Okay, firstly, what is ascension? So ascension, I've actually last year when we talked about the course which is unification, ascension, we call it ascension 2, is truly about awakening. So ascension is about you waking up to your own true power and then becoming your own co-creator. That itself is ascension. It's not about you leaving this body and going somewhere else. It's about you being here still and then eventually transforming into greater being and co-creating with others. Of course, understanding that there are other beings and other worlds out there and learning how to co-create with them and knowing that all these greater cycles of the cosmos very much affects and influences us and how we can utilize all of these energies itself to help us achieve what we want. Collectively, as a group, to transcend into a higher state of being. So transcending beyond who we are and where we are now into limited human world into something greater, because we are multidimensional being, but we're now feeling that we're linear beings. That means we have gone to the past, we're now in the present, we're always looking towards the future. This is very linear, but we are multidimensional. So essentially means ascend beyond the linear perspective and becoming multidimensional and realizing that you are multidimensional. How will it affect this year and related to year 2026? 2026 is really fire related. So it's more about activation. But we don't want too big of a fire, too small of a fire. It depends on each person itself, how you work with that energy. So we need to be more precise towards how each person experiences this year And if I am able, I'm there to, whether I'm in a workshop or whether I might see you in person, you come for a talk, whatever. If you have an opportunity, if you have a question you think that I could help you, then just ask, okay? Just ask. You don't have to be in a group to ask questions. Anytime if you see me, just ask, Tara, I have a question, So if I'm able to provide, I will support as much as possible. So in 2026, this fire energy is not so much related about ascension because we are learning, we're still in the very elementary young age of learning how to master ourselves. So before mastering ourselves, we can't even ascend because we don't even know how it works. Yeah, so learning how to master your own emotions, your own thoughts, and to purify yourself and the obstacles is priority. Yeah, is priority. Clear our negative thoughts, our negative emotions, our judgmentals, our misunderstandings, our egoistic mind of thinking we know everything is very important. How to clear that and transform that so that we become all open, humble to learning, and that we can really truly allow ourselves to interact with others with more kindness. With it, I think that will be the key ingredient in 2026 to nurture us into becoming a greater being. Yeah, so that is, I feel, the priority for 2026. Not so much about ascending, but more about you becoming a newer version of yourself and becoming comfortable with a routine, a new routine that is dedicated to self-growth and dedicated to deeper growth, not just surface anymore, but deeper growth. You have done a lot of surface work already. It's time to spend time to go deeper. I wouldn't say more serious because everything you do is serious, right? It's proper. You've decided and make a decision for yourself to learn something. But this time around, be more dedicated and motivated to spend time to go deeper because in the long term, it's gonna be good for you. So take that support that the universe is giving us in 2026 because you're gonna see that energy strongly coming in. So ride on that wave and it will help you for sure. All right, so here I conclude my sharing today.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you all so
Yantara.
much. Yes.
Thank you everyone online as well. And Myra, do you have anything to say?
That we will share all the links for the in-person workshops, the masterclass, and as well the 1-year subscription as well via email. So all the details will be there for you to read and connect.
Oh yeah, another important thing, is like because the subscription itself is going to start. I would like the group to be created. I think starting from 22nd of January, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So slowly
22nd
the people will
January.
start coming in. Yeah. So 22nd January is good. So it's a good day and energy to start. So we want to start people coming in to work on the energy already. Then I will start to interact with you more and more. So if you come in a little later, then you may miss certain things. I'll post, of course, on a platform that we have. But also in the WhatsApp group itself. Certain things I might post straight to the WhatsApp group because it's faster. And other times I will take a bit more time to upload to our online platform itself. But we'll use both. But if you're not in the WhatsApp group, you're not going to get any updates because that's where I will interact with you the most. Okay, we're not going to be able to extract all the questions out and post it here and there and then find out where your questions are. We're going to consolidate everything in one place so that we have a conducive learning environment. And learning from each other's experiences and learning from each other's questions and answers. So that to me is a very important positive space that we're going to nurture for the entire year till we blossom. So first 22nd of January is a very important day. We're going to kickstart on that energy. So bear in mind on that as soon as possible. If you're decided and you feel resonating after you read out all that, then come in and then we can start to work on it. Yeah. All right.
Thank you. So we will be sending the recording and you can re-listen. Do check your email if you don't receive within the next few days. Give us a text in case you missed it. And within the email, we will put down the updates of the courses and the event. If you still have time, which I think you have, let me run through. So earlier on, I touched on the newsletter by Yantara. And today we have the Zoom online. Coming up in January, we will be in US, Tucson, whereby we will be selecting the bowls and Yantara has a performance. It's a collaboration with Chris Tone on 29. Yantara, is your event on 29 and 30th as well?
29th will be the first performance that will start for
Yeah.
the Crystal Tones conference. So I'll be playing, yes, on the 29th, I think around 6 Tucson time, 6 p.m. or around 7 p.m. somewhere around there. Then 30th, there'll be a panelist. So I'll also be part of the panelists to share. So I'll be happy, yes, to connect with all of you. You'll be able to see them online, I believe. You just have to go to the website to register for the events. Yes.
Yeah. We will send them as well,
US
the
time,
link.
okay? US time,
Yeah.
Tucson time.
Yeah.
Arizona.
Then we will have masterclass in Singapore very soon on 17 January. London's class is on 6 February. Esoteric Art of Protection will be available in Singapore in person as well on 19 January, and London's class is on 5th February. And this is very exciting for people who can be in Singapore. We will have a sound concert by Yantara on 26th February with 2 Chinese orchestra musicians. This will be the first. I'm super, super excited. We had our first meeting the other day, and oh my God, it sounds so good. So save it in your calendar. We work as a very small team, so Saleha is working very hard to get the tickets available for your booking soon. So what I really request from everyone is do share with all your friends, and if not, get them come together with you. It will be such a good treat for you. So again, the date is on 26th February. Followed by, we will have the Visa Yantara shared. It will be a full moon ceremony in Tokyo. We will have it online for friends like ourselves who are not based in Tokyo to participate as well. That is 1st May. And Roll Drum again, very exciting. We are going back to Bhutan from the 8th to 22nd October. Yantara, you got any few words to add about Bhutan going back again this year?
This year we're going to the east, Bhutan. I've arranged a very large ceremony, a 3-day ceremony with all the high monks there. Because this year is such a powerful year, so we want to make use of this energy and ride on it. So it's a lot of blessings and clearing, especially clearing of obstacles, but empowerment. So we can make use of all these blessings itself to help us move forward. So that's the main aim. Plus a lot of other activations that we'll do there. There's so much details to say because we're going to spend ample time, at least 15 days. We need that amount of time because Bhutan is a little far. So after arriving in Paro, we do have to get to Bhutan. And that place itself is heavily enforced with a lot of activation vortexes, plenty of them, very rare, and some places are specially arranged so that we can actually go into this ceremony continuously, doing the mantras and doing the visualizations and everything. So I welcome all of you to join in this journey. We call it a retreat, and this retreat itself is truly empowering you so that you can go in deeper into your practice. And we'll hear more about it. We have, write-ups and we have videos of certain journeys that I've done in compilations. So you can get a vibe out of it and understand already, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yay! I'm super excited and looking forward to that as well. So thank you everyone again for being with us online today. I hope whatever we shared is not just with you. We look forward to you also create that ripple effect to share with all your friends and anyone who could, potentially benefit from this as much as you can, and so that we can learn and grow together and ride on the wave of Fire Horse to get ourselves activated, accelerated, and grow as much as we can. Yeah. And growth doesn't always needs to be challenging. I find, growing Yantara has been very nourishing and beneficial for me. So let's grow effortlessly and beautifully. Maybe I'll see if Myra has anything else to add.
No, I think you said it beautifully. Thank you so much for creating a space with all of us. And we really look forward to seeing you in our workshops, in events, or wherever you can come in and join us.
London right now is building up the energy of Vortex too. So we're looking forward to experiencing this wherever you are that you could come. If you could come to London itself, I think it will be always very wonderful to activate that energy there. And to the spaces, I think it's a beautiful space that we found, isn't it? So we're going to spend time to meditate there, do the mantras, do the sounds. Yeah. So wherever it is, wherever I see you itself, whether it's in ether, in the space, in your dreams, or in person, May we all come together, a great smile and great hearts and lots of love. Happy New Year once again, 2026, and let's have a beautiful, exciting journey together. Thank you all so much. A beautiful evening and weekend. Enjoy. See you.